Hi everybody, it's Ranger Andy Schnetzer. I'm a United States Park Ranger at New Bedford Whaling National Historical Park, stationed right there in downtown New Bedford, Massachusetts. And I'd like to welcome you tonight to the 5 Pillars of Hip Hop, an amazing performance and show that we have for you that's brought to you by our good friends at Third Eye Unlimited. Third Eye Unlimited is a youth empowerment organization that's based right there in downtown New Bedford, Massachusetts, in the historic district, in the national park. Third Eye has been a great partner and friend of the National Park and National Park Service for a long time now, and it's so great to be working with them again tonight to bring this phenomenal show to you. Very excited for it. Can't wait to see what's in store. But before we get started, there are some things about the 5 Pillars of Hip Hop show that can be kind of lighthearted, that can be fun, that can be, intended to make us smile. But I need to acknowledge, and I want to acknowledge, that for the last few weeks, it's been very difficult to be funny in this country. It's been very difficult to laugh and to find smiles because of the tremendous amount of suffering that's been felt by Black people for the last 3 weeks and for the last 401 years on this continent. A lot of that is being felt very deeply by people of color and their allies, and that makes it difficult to try to put on a lighthearted show. And this is a time now when we're angry, when we are hurting and we're mourning and we're longing for change and we're demanding change and we're trying to understand what that change is going to be and where it's going to come from and who's going to do it. And I'd like to talk to you briefly about the national parks. So there are 419 national parks across the country. When we think of national parks, we often consider wide open spaces like Everglades National Park or Yellowstone National Park. But most national parks are historic and cultural sites. They have been set aside by us, by the government, by Congress, by presidents, by voters, for the last 103 years as places that remind us of who we are and who we want to be. And if you think of some of these national parks, they talk about our most glorious shining moments, the really wonderful times in our history. And then there are some national parks that commemorate some of our saddest and most profoundly mournful moments in our history. And they have been set aside not because the things that they talk about are in the past and gone and they've been fixed. They've been set aside because they fundamentally represent where we come from and who we are and who we want to be. And they can be places where we can go to try to understand how to make change, how to be better. We can learn from these places and from the past. And if you take all of those sites and you look at all of the places that have been set aside as national parks to honor our struggle for human dignity and for respect and for equal rights and equitable rights, more than half of them talk about the struggle of people of color, especially of Black people in this country. And I think that as we try to figure out how we can make positive change, how we can do better, these sites, these national parks, are places that we can learn from. They're places that we can go and listen and talk and listen to each other and talk to each other and sit quietly by ourselves, and all of the things that are going to be necessary for us to heal, for us to learn, and for us to make changes so that we can move forward. So with that, I would like to once again welcome you to New Bedford Whaling National Historical Park, to this amazing show that we have brought to you tonight, and our friends from Third Eye Unlimited are bringing to you very soon. I hope that some of the things that you find here can bring a smile to your face, and I hope to see you all very soon in New Bedford and at your nearest national park. Thank you so much, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, the 5 pillars of hip hop.